Let's keep the show rolling. The next gentleman coming up to stage is not only our producer, he's recently on Artie Lang's podcast, a good friend of mine, performing everywhere on Long Island in the city. Let's give it up for the amazing Evan Weiss. Evan Weiss.
Give it up for yourselves for selling this place out, guys. Pleased to be here. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My dad really inspired me to get into comedy. In fact, I would not be here tonight if it wasn't for him because he gave me the gas money to get here. I remember when I was younger, I used to wait for Santa Claus every year. I used to get out the milk and cookies and wait for him. He would never show up. It wasn't until I was 15 my parents told me I was Jewish. I remember I used to have all these voices in my head that used to talk to me until they got to know me. They haven't spoken to me in years. I've been unemployed for the last 2 to 9 years. So my new hobby, I like watching reality shows. I love reality shows. I like watching Ice Road Truckers, Storage Wars, Pawn Stars. I actually spent more time watching other people work than I've actually worked. So now I put it down my resume that I've worked at these places as a supervisor. And in my free time, I just go to random bars and I just yell out, "Shut it down! Shut it down!" I love Bar Rescue. You guys like Bar Rescue? John Tapper is the best. Mr. Fix-It. I want to hire John Tapper to fix my life. That's what I want to do. Every show's the same, right? He goes in, right? He has to humiliate the owner. Then the owner has to apologize why they're awful at life. And then he has to decide if he wants to fix them. If I hired John Tapper, I'd be like, "John, please fix my life. I'm a failure, please. Evan, I heard you the first 3 times. I'm not going to fix you. I just enjoy hearing you say that." So every show's the same. He comes in, after I beg and plead, I'm like, "Okay, this is what you need, Evan, to fix your life. You need a one-touch POS system. This is what you need. USA TurboTap." I go, "John, these are things a bar needs." "Shut your fat mouth, they're our sponsors." And then, what do they say? At the end of every show, what do? They fix the name. They change the name of the place, right? Evan, look at you. Do you want to get laid one of these days? You need to attract women. You need a name that will attract women. And they have the big reveal at the end of the show, right? What's the big reveal? Finally, he goes, "Your new name, Evan? Summer's Eve." "I'm a douche?" "Exactly, you're a douchebag." And then he walks away and says, "My job is done here." So the gas prices are still a little bit cheaper, right? I was at the gas station earlier. I was pumping gas. Beautiful woman next to me. I go, "Oh my God, $2.35 for gas. What year is it?" She turns to me and goes, "Don't talk to me." I posted that on Facebook. I got 60 likes. And then I had to admit it was an imaginary conversation. Then I got into 60 arguments with 60 bad comics. I used to be a substitute custodian. Thank you. Thank you. That's a real job, substitute custodian. Don't make me argue. Don't make me argue. I used to work at the same schools I grew up in. It didn't feel like I was working. It just felt like I got left back. Something I noticed working in the schools that I didn't have maybe growing up. Each school has motivational sayings when you first walk in. Like one school said, "Be the best you can be." Another school said, lead, don't follow. And the school I was working in that day said, don't talk to the custodians. I have a lot of girlfriends in my life. When I say girlfriends, a lot of women that won't sleep with me. They always say the same thing to me. Evan, I only like you as a friend. I only like you as a friend. I'm like, listen, that's fine and dandy. You can say whatever you want to me. I'm still not letting you out of my trunk. So I am a poor Jew. That's kind of like a mythical creature, being a poor Jew. You might want to take a picture of me on your cell phone, but when you show your friends, it won't come out. You're like, I saw a poor Jew, it won't come out. You might as well call me a Junicorn. Or if you prefer, Jew Squash. And being a poor Jew, I like to do things for free or on the cheap. That's what I like to do. But when you do things for free or on the cheap, you never get away. You gotta pay in other ways. For instance, there's a laundromat on my house, free dryers. I'm minding my own business, waiting for my stuff. Homeless guy walks in. He comes up to me and goes, hey buddy, you have a smoke? And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't smoke. And then he starts licking his lips at me and go, He starts going, Like, I don't know what he was doing. He kept looking at me like I was a pork chop. I don't know, either he wanted to eat me or he was giving me like a free homeless man medical. I don't know. When he was done with his diagnosis, he said, oh, you don't smoke? You're really healthy. Lose weight. I was like, oh, thank you, homeless guy. Go get hit by a car. So I lost my gallbladder last year. I didn't lose it. My doctor cut it out of me. I lost 11 pounds in the hospital. 11 pounds in the hospital. Now I schedule 3 more operations for organs I don't need. Who needs appendix, right? Who needs tonsils? I don't need my legs. I need to get laid one of these days. That's right. And my doctor said to me, you know, he scared me. He goes, Evan, something I gotta tell you. It turns out you're borderline diabetic. This is what he told me. He scared me. I go, Doc, there's no way I can be borderline diabetic. Test me again because I know I can pass this one. He said, put down the cheeseburger and get the hell out of my office. So, I hate the holidays because I'm always lonely. Especially Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know if you guys know this. Valentine's Day, not just for the day, for the whole month of February, they have the heart-shaped donuts. Heart-shaped donuts. There's nothing that says I love you more than stay fat. So nobody else will fuck you. Eat the donut while I fuck you from behind. Last part was my own fantasy. I don't know. So us fatties, that's a new politically correct term for what we like to be called as fatties. That's what we like to be called. I was at a buffet earlier today, doing what us fatties do. I was eating at the buffet, minding my own business, working on my second, third, 14th plate of food. I don't know, I lost track after a while. Nice little old couple, they came up to me and they handed me one of these born-again Christian pamphlets. You guys ever seen these things? I kind of felt like it was a fat intervention. First of all, a buffet for us fatties, that's kind of like our church. You don't come into our church and push your religion onto me. I don't go into a regular church, put a bacon double cheeseburger on the communion wafers. Although it does sound yummy, it does. I don't knock the wine out of the priest's hand and say, hey, try the chocolate milkshake, this is so much better. Then at this point, I grabbed the old man by the lapels because I could. I knew I could take him. He was like 97 years old. I said, listen, sir, let me tell you a little something about my Savior. My Savior died on the golden arches for my sins. As it was written in the Book of Fries by the disciple of Grimace, he said, take this McRib for it is Ronald's body, because it is available for a limited time only, while supplies last. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of my last Happy Meal. That is my time. Thank you. Please welcome back.